back, everyone. I am nobody's host. Sean is our host.
Yeah, welcome back to the Sky Pirates of Dungeon World, and this is session number 24. Yay!
You know what
When we last left our heroes.
Right.
What?
I need to switch my join as player. I'll be right back. I'm already interrupting you. I can't believe it.
Okay.
There we go. So. No. Okay.
All right.
When last we left.
Yes, when last we left, you had just gotten out of a heavy drinking session with the dwarves.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
They tried to attack your ship. You managed to fend them off long enough that they surrendered, and you guys got into a big drinking contest with these Viking dwarves on their longboat ship.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much where we kind of left off. I think there was a mini carouse in there.
Did I roll for that?
Which I'd have to go back and watch the thing, but I think you did.
Okay.
And I think you gained the trust of the captain of this band of Viking dwarves, whose name is Rhaegar. Rhaegar of the Viking dwarves. He gives you directions to the settlement where the Viking dwarves have their docks and ships and lodging houses.
Okay. Which I would presume
and he
is somewhere
draws you
nearby.
a crude map. Yeah, it's right here to the south.
Oh, cool. Okay.
This little island here. Yeah. Yep. He says that there's also the mainland nearby, but don't go there because those are the stuffy dwarves. You want the cool dwarves.
Okay, I will keep that in mind.
Can you see the orange square there on the island?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
okay.
visible.
Cool. Great. That's the settlement of. That's the settlement of the Viking dwarves, he says. So if you need to contact him, you can go there.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you.
And ask for Rhaegar.
Rhaegar.
Sure.
Meanwhile,
Rhaegar.
we have to keep searching for our portal. Because our portal is nowhere to be found. I will ask him about this. I will say, have you seen anywhere something like a portal or something to which we may
let's see. In this area?
Yes. We noticed the maelstrom last time, but we weren't able to find anything, and our helmsman was fairly confident of the location on our map as to this thing that we're looking for. We don't know what exactly it is, but we know we're looking for it.
Well, let's see. In this area, the only thing I can think of is that several months ago there was a gigantic fish just floating dead on the water here. And its eye was glowing a bright golden sort of color.
Ooh, cool.
There was a ship that approached it, but then the mer-people chased away the ship and dragged the fish back down underwater.
Okay.
There's slippery mer-people.
Yeah.
Up to no good, I bet.
Right. Yeah. Do you have any information on them that we need to be aware of if we go hunting for this fish that you spotted?
Well, they're a fairly primitive culture. They don't have much metal or steel or anything like that. Um, we don't interact too often on peaceful terms. It has been quite a while since we've had good relations with the merfolk. They steal our fish.
I see. I see.
But yeah, and they're one of the only things that we can actually hunt around here that's interesting, aside from the little settlements that have protected themselves. So
Yeah.
we
We understand.
we don't have too much
completely.
information on them.
Okay. Okay. Then I will leave it at that, but we'll have to keep our wits about us as we hunt around for this portal that we're looking for. But anyway, okay. What now? I'm thinking if we're pretty much sobered up and ready to get going. Otherwise, we can.
Yeah, you're pretty much sobered up, and the ship has been more or less repaired of its damage it suffered in the maelstrom.
Okay. I'm gonna max out my health then. I think. If that's okay.
Yep.
All right.
Before he sails away, Rhaegar will turn to you guys and say, "Are you guys gonna need to get down there?" He says, and points down to the water.
Yes, I think so. This would make sense if we're looking for a fish that got pulled down by mer-folk and there's nothing on top of the water. The only explanation is that it's beneath. And our ship is not equipped to go under the water. It's equipped to go above it, as you can probably tell.
Yep. Yep.
Do you have any advice on
Yeah,
retrofitting it
we
for?
figured. Yeah. No, we don't have any advice about that. But the mer-people do occasionally have this weed on them, and he pulls out a bundle of dried. No, now it's dried herbs,
Okay.
seaweed or something like that,
Yeah.
and says, "We find this on the mermaids, and I don't know why they have it on them. It seems weird. But occasionally you'll find mermaids with this weed on it, and we use it to hunt them because it lets us breathe underwater. So if you need it, you guys can have it, and we'll find some more mermaids to steal from.
Okay.
Steal some more from.
Sure. Yeah, we can. We would be very appreciative of any assistance in that manner. So sure, we'll take you up on that.
All right. He tosses it to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it would be like a slimy, tough seaweed sort of thing if it was wet, but it's all dried and delicate now.
Okay.
He ask for Rhaegar if you need to see me again, he says, and starts to sail away to the south.
Okay, let me. There we go.
Sorry.
Not a problem, not a problem. You said he was sailing southward.
Yeah, that's about where I left off. Yep.
Okay.
Sails away southward. He drops out of your guys' sight eventually. And okay, what do you guys want to do now? Are you froze again?
Say, no, I'm not frozen. I'm just thinking.
Okay.
I'm just thinking. Let's put this weed through a bit of testing. I'm thinking.
Sure.
Since we're in the area anyway, it would be probably worthwhile to take a couple test dives just to see how it works and the effects of it and stuff.
Sure.
At the same time, we can also inventory our stores, see if we need to actually fish for anything. That's my idea.
All right. Cool. Oh, by the way, I wanted to point out that on the ship, you guys do have a case of maps, which can is pretty much a buff to your discern realities or possibly spout lore about a particular area.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then also, both Agatha and Botok do have methods of consulting otherworldly agents.
Who does?
To get
But Agatha and who else?
Botok.
Okay.
So, la di da da. Really?
Oh, man. He's out again. Well, I'm not going to switch that screen. My goodness.
It is bad today.
Well, not yet, but we're getting there. All right. I feel like we could use that case just as a well, no. No, we have a map that outlines this area, and it seems like it's fine. There's nothing out here to map. There's nothing here that a seafaring captain would map, since it's just empty ocean. I mean, unless he put a flare of some sea monster on the parchment, but this is Sargol's map, and Sargol seemed fairly no nonsense, no flair.
That's true, but the case of maps is a collection of old or rare and interesting maps that someone else put together. So there might be a map of the sea floor in this particular area.
Okay.
If you wanted to take the time and look
Sure.
through it.
I would love to look through it anyway, just
Cool.
as a glance. So yeah, let me go ahead and roll for that.
All right.
I'll just take a +0 anything.
Yep.
Which I'll use intelligence. I'm quite intelligent on this sort of thing.
All right. So a 9. Cool. So you get +1 ongoing for discern realities in this particular area.
Sure.
You guys search through the case of maps and find one that looks like it's pertaining to the bottom of the ocean here. Towards the very, very south of the map, you can see the island that the dwarf indicated existed.
Mm-hmm.
To the southwest, on this map, there's marked an area where it says, "Here there be leviathans."
Okay. To the west, you said.
To the southwest.
Oh, southwest. Okay. Well, we are on the water. We have the ability to take off from the water, so I think we'll probably be okay. Although, if they did attack, that would be pretty awesome to try to down an airship. Watching a Leviathan take out an airship, that would be
cool. Yeah. There seems to be a few scattered settlements on the seafloor itself. There is one large city right where you guys seem to be.
Yeah.
And to the northeast, there is a large pinnacle of rock that seems to be sticking out of the seafloor. And other than that, it seems to be flat. Nothing else of interest. It either gets deeper or shallower towards shore or so forth.
Okay.
I will mark off a use of the scroll map here and say that you have ongoing
Right.
to this area. Yeah. So apparently someone went down there and surveyed this at one point.
Very cool. How old do you think this map is?
Oh, it's pretty old. It looks to be 100 years old or so from the wear and tear on it.
Meaning that the indication of this settlement may not be actually completely accurate, is my thought.
Possibly.
I mean, it may have evolved, it may have been destroyed, might be there, but just be uninhabited. Who knows? Okay.
All right. Okay, so you guys you guys wanted to make a test of this herb that you got from the dwarves?
Yeah, whatever it is, gillyweed. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
I'm assuming I know where your inspiration is coming from, although I may be completely mistaken.
No, you're pretty right about that.
Okay.
So, yeah, Bertop, you were going to sample some of this?
Sure, I can do it. I mean, I was thinking somebody else might, but actually, yeah, that's actually a better idea. I'm gonna make somebody else do it. I don't want to test it on myself. I want to make the red shirt do it. So, just in case.
Okay.
So I will conscript one of our crew. I will maybe grab the automaton guy and make him do it. Would he benefit from this, or would he just be able to go down without anything and make it?
Yeah, the automaton is currently, its head is busted apart still.
Oh, right, because he was being
possessed by
possessed.
the frog.
Right.
Yeah.
I got it.
There's the goblin. There is the secondary engineer. There's your navigator, Buffin. There is Agatha.
List them off again.
The goblin cook, the secondary engineer, and Agatha, and Buffin.
Okay, let's make the secondary engineer do it. Just because we don't know who he is.
Okay.
I won't mind killing him off if I need to.
You hand him a small sample of this herb. He consumes it, and almost immediately he falls to the ground, clutching his throat as if he can't breathe. Little gills have formed on his neck, but he is apparently gasping for breath and cannot breathe.
Well, knowing my previous experience with this stuff, i.e. out of character experience, I haul him over to the railing and just throw him overboard. I roll him over the railing and watch him splash. It's supposed to do that, they say to the onlookers who are onlooking in horror.
He splashes around in a panic until he realizes he can actually breathe just fine in the water.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he gives you guys kind of a thumbs up as he gets used to having the gills and breathing with them.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it works.
Good luck, second engineer in command person. I call as he ducks under the water and disappears. Meanwhile, I go back into the hold and start looking the automaton over, wondering if I can turn this into like Jarvis of Iron Man. Can I make this an Iron Man suit? This is just a side inspirational idea I have that might not be worthwhile. Let me know if I'm being crazy.
That's a cool idea, actually. It looks like you might be able to do that, but you probably don't have the equipment and resources to perform that kind of manipulation on the automaton at the moment. You'd have to open up a huge cavity on the inside and give yourself room.
Right. We need to actually work it out. So But we do have his schematics, right? Or do we need to also write those down? Do we need to trace his schematics?
These schematics are somewhere on the ship. Yeah.
Okay. So we can start just studying this off to the side because it would be awesome if we
Sure.
could make an Iron Man.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
We'll leave that as an aside idea.
All right.
Since we don't actually have enough of a crew to dedicate one person just to sitting down and studying this thing. We just sent our spare crewman over the side anyway, so. Let's go flash over to him and see how he's doing. Just a meanwhile back in the jungle type of thing.
Okay, sure. Meanwhile, your secondary engineer is splashing about in the deeps of the ocean here. Seeing how far he can swim down, he starts to swim downwards. And eventually he will startle a mermaid a mer person who jabs a spear at him, a bone spear with a sharp barbed tip on it.
He twists out of the way and succeeds.
What was that?
He twists out of the way.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just rolling for him.
Yeah, sure.
But that's okay.
The engineer, twists out of the way, and he actually, kind of swims back as fast as he can to the ship, and kind of tries to scramble up the sides, but of course he can't breathe.
Right.
Out of the water yet, so he's like blubbering there on the side. Help!
Blah. Okay. Bertok is still poring over the automaton, so he will not see. I would say somebody else probably will hear this guy, and being as how they're all nice and I'm not, they'll probably pull him back up, is my idea. But of course he can't breathe, so we somehow have to figure out how to keep him alive until the weed wears off.
Agatha will be out on one of the side decks and see him kind of scrabbling at the side. And she will observe the shadow kind of something coming up behind him, and she will grab the ballista and swivel it around and shoot a kind of a warning shot down at whatever is coming up at this poor engineer.
Let me run a dexterity on that, because I'm thinking we have what's it called? The refraction of light through water always offsets underwater images.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agatha has her dexterity is horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. She hits the engineer.
Oh man. Okay. Nice.
He bubbles blood and starts to sink out of sight as the spear drives him down into the water.
Agatha
the
screams.
Shadow will clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hearing Agatha's
The
scream,
shadow will.
Bertok runs up and glances over to see what in the world is wrong. He sees the streak of blood. He thinks, shark! And immediately grabs the ballista himself and fires another shot at it. He hits, I think. Yeah, he'll hit that.
Agatha says, "No, that was the engineer."
The bolt goes through the engineer, killing him instantly. Mer-folk have dinner tonight. I think.
Oh God. Okay. The blood slowly dissipates. No further shadows come up. But you know that herb is effective now.
Yes, we know it works. Okay, and we know how it works. We know how it works, so we'll be able to take it and then dive immediately so that we're not...
Boffin runs out here. Boffin runs out here, hearing all the commotion. What happened? What happened?
I will lie. I have +1 to charisma. 10. I succeed in lying to him. I say, a shark got the engineer. We need to be careful. These are shark-infested waters.
Okay, the poor engineer. I was just getting to know him, man.
Was he your best man?
He kept the engine
He was your only
room
man,
relatively in order.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll have to pick up more crew on our next stop. Maybe we can hire some of the dwarves on. They're pretty good with mechanics, I think. They'd be good engineers.
Boffin will laugh at your little joke.
Burtok will not laugh. Burtok will have amazing, fabulous ideas about like a fantasia of sentient ears that work on the engine. Like a whole army of ears, all armed with wrenches and screwdrivers, and they all tinker on the engine.
Ears?
Yeah, ears. They're engine ears.
Oh, I get it. Agatha will notice you lying, Botok, and give you a scowl, but not actually say anything, since we can't afford to have Boffin angry at us. So
Right.
she's still shaking from having shot him in the first place.
Right. Okay. It's your fault, I hiss at her. She scowls even darker at me.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Meanwhile, Burtok is going to. He will arm himself with a fishing line and bait and a hook, and just that afternoon tosses it over the side, see what he can catch. I'm trusting you have a fishing system.
Okay, sure. Yeah, make a roll.
Any sort of roll?
2d6.
Okay. 8.
Yeah, you got something on the line there. It's tugging you pretty hard. It's taking line out and going off into the distance.
I grab that line and try to hold it. I totally succeed at holding
Yeah,
it.
you succeed. Yeah.
And then in a frenzy, I rush over to a belaying pin and wrap the line around it to anchor it down to the ship.
All right, that line is not going anywhere. The fish is still tugging, but the rope looks strong, and you can. It's not going anywhere. So.
Is the ship going anywhere, though?
No, the ship is steady on the water.
I mean, we could always turn on the engines and drag the thing up, whatever it is. But let's just haul. Let's all three of us, now that there's only three of us, haul on this line and pull it up. I yell to the other two and say, "Help me out with this! I got a big one!" And I start yanking up the deep sea line.
Alright, give one more roll.
Strength?
Or talk.
12. Full on 12.
Yeah. Alright, you guys managed to, hauling all together, managed to land a big marlin into the boat.
Oh, cool.
It's flopping around. It's got its big sword beak and it's trying to lash you guys with it.
I grab my own sword and plunge it into its gill. Hack and slash.
Right.
I hit. I attack. I deal it 7 damage, in addition to the suffocation damage that it is taking at the moment.
Oops. Sorry, that wasn't Agatha that did that 6.
Oh, that's okay.
But okay. You managed to kill it with that blow to the gills. But in flailing around, it managed to pierce your leg, Bertok, and do 6 damage to you.
Does my armor count?
Yes, it does. God, I keep forgetting about your armor. God, you have a lot of armor.
I will only take 2 damage then. All right. I managed to kick that thing away, but it just
the goblin comes.
Me. Oh yeah, the goblin. We have 3 people,
Yeah,
3 other people besides me. Oh, that's good. We'll send him down next, since I still don't really like goblins.
The goblin will. Aw, but I've been your good companion.
I like
he gives you doe eyes.
I like you, but all other goblins I do not like. You're the one exception. I'm just saying.
Oh, thank you. We will feast tonight, he says, and grabs the fish and starts to drag it back to his kitchen area.
Right. Yes. I yell back, don't... Oh, never mind. I won't go there. It's okay. I'll say something about making sure you keep it clean. Make sure you scrub it clean before throwing it in your pan or pot or spitting it over a fire or whatever you plan to do with it.
I'm an excellent cook, he says, and have you ever had something you didn't like from me? Yeah.
No, I honestly cannot say that I have. It's been a delight eating under your spatula.
Ah, thank you, Captain. Is Boffin aware of what you guys are planning to do?
No.
I think he would have heard.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Yes, he does. He's kind of like the only other person that knows how to
Okay.
plan for things other than Agatha and myself. So he
Right.
would have been present when the
Um,
dwarf was telling us
I
about
didn't.
merfolk and things.
Okay. Cool. Um, while the goblin cooks the fish and you guys hang out, he is going to rig up a contraption, which is a spare anchor attached to a net and then attached to a small balloon of buoyant gas.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so he says that this should be heavy enough to drag you guys down
Mm-hmm.
to the bottom.
Yes.
And then when you want to come back up, if you want to come back up really quick, you can just cut the anchor and the balloon will shoof you up back to the surface,
Okay. I will. My
if that makes sense.
my intelligence is low, so I will not know about that nitrogen thing. Whatever it's called.
You don't know about buoyancy? Sheesh.
No, 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 no. I'm looking it up. Sorry. What I mean is the narcosis, nitrogen narcosis, where you come up too fast and then the nitrogen bubbles grow in your blood vessels and like like you suddenly have air
Oh,
bubbles in your bloodstream.
that.
But my well, let me just roll for that.
Yeah.
I roll for that, and I know nothing about nitrogen narcosis. So I will believe the cook,
Okay.
and I will take him at his word, and I will take his advice and think it's the coolest idea ever. I'll say, that is awesome. I love it. We're going to make sure we use this. We're going to go through weekly training sessions using this technique. No, it wouldn't be that bad, but I will have no hesitation whatsoever in utilizing this contraption for resurfacing after diving.
Oh, yes.
And you said
It
the
is
net should be able to
a
also protect
brilliant
us?
invention.
Yes, I agree. You did say that
Sorry, what was that?
the net is able to protect us from like things in general, or do we need to also be carrying any sort of buckler or shield or armor or something in addition?
Well, no, the net is really just to hold on to or to put stuff in and then send it
Okay.
back to the surface.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
So yeah, it's not going to protect you, but it's useful for transporting you guys down and then up once.
Yep.
We don't have a lot of spare anchors, so this is the only spare anchor we have at the moment. But
Oh. Do you have do we have a rope long enough? Let's test this out. Let's go ahead and test to see if the rope is long enough to reach the bottom. Because if this is our only other anchor, it would be nice to have to keep that and not just abandon it if we have to use this diving bell contraption.
right.
Or
Looking
chain or
around the
something.
ship, you don't have a rope.
And he's chained?
Yeah, you don't have a rope or a chain long enough to go all the way down to the bottom of the sea.
Okay. Okay. Do we have one long enough to go an appreciable distance? Because the thought I had is if we can also rig this thing to like cut the bottom out or drop the bottom out and then float the rest or sink the rest of the way down by ourselves. Or something of
And
that
not
sort.
waste the
And not waste the anchor. Yeah.
If you want to do that, sure, yeah, you can do that.
Well,
There
let's
is
just
a rope that is about 200.
Okay. I'm just as an out of character type of thing, I would recommend that we, if we're going to use a rope to lower this or to haul the anchor back up, that we definitely do a strength check on the rope. Just because ropes can break, chains really are designed to haul anchors. So, since we don't have a chain,
yeah,
let's just make sure we strength check if we ever pull the thing back up. Otherwise, we will have abandoned the anchor to the sea.
All right.
Which will be sad, but necessary, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so let's make plans to actually do the dive, the actual dive. We have mer-folk, mer-people to watch for. We'll probably need to take a crossbow or some sort of hand-to-hand weapon, or maybe even a ranged weapon since they have spears. This I all say to Agatha without Boffin overhearing anything, since he still believes it was a shark that got the guy.
Yeah.
To Boffin, I will spin some tale of something the dwarf captain told me as we were discussing other things. And that's where I'll get my information from regarding merfolk. And then we also need the rumor that the captain told us of this fish's eye being all gold and weird makes me wonder if that is actually something we need to be aware of and possibly something we should recover or explore or manipulate while under the water. If we find it, that is. I would say that's probably the one thing we should keep our eye out for, since it seems to be the most notable thing about this fish found dead on the water and then dragged back down by merfolk. I mean, a fish dead on the water is not uncommon, but a fish dead on the water who has an eye that's kind of shimmery gold and glowy and stuff is. So, I say we keep an eye out for that and try to focus on that primarily. But also being aware of any abnormal things that we might find. As for actually navigating, can we run a spout lore on the seafloor regarding that map that we looked at previously?
Yes.
Because I believe I have a +1 for that guy. And if we can...
you do.
And if we can pore over any other manuscripts and things and try to glean any information regarding navigating the ocean floor around this area, that would be excellent.
Oh.
So let me roll. No. Even with a +1, I know nothing.
Yeah, Agatha. Yeah, you're gonna pore over the map, but you're not gonna be able to discern anything else besides the features already pointed out.
Okay.
Agatha, though, is going to try and use a move, Divine Guidance. She is going to call upon the Lady of the Burning Sword and try and discern something about what might be down there. She will kind of go into a trance. And when she comes out of it, she will. She will say that the eye of the fish has been leaking a golden fluid, liquid sort of thing.
Cool. Okay. So if we find any of this, we should consider it a trail, possibly, and attempt to trace where it leads.
Yeah.
Speaking of going into trances, I wonder if I can run heirloom.
I don't see why not.
Well, the
Let me take a look at that move. What exactly it? Yeah, you can do heirloom. Yeah. Insight relating to the current situation. Yeah.
I've never run it before, and I'm just curious mostly.
That's vague enough. Yeah.
A 9?
You did once before.
Oh, okay.
A 9. Okay. When you consult the spirits, you will give insight relating to the current situation. Okay. The skull on the end of your flail will glow a greenish light, Burtok, and it will whisper into your ear that below the waves you will find what you're looking for.
Okay, I can take that as is, I think. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, let's just call that.
And it's not going to ask you anything in return. So.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't assume that it would. Let's see. Okay, let's plan on the next morning making our move. Our move to consume gillyweed and make the dive. Taking that anchor thing with us, because we're going to need it.
Okie dokie. The goblin cook will serve a wonderful dinner of a fish stew that he made. It's nice and rich. And let you go to sleep with a full stomach. You wake up the following day. It's a nice morning. The sun is shining. The sea is very cold today.
The tank is clean.
It's getting closer.
It's morning, everyone. The sun is shining, the tank is clean, and we are getting out of here.
That was a weird movie.
I love that movie.
Okay. It was a good movie. Okay. The Boffin puts together the diving net contraption and suspends it from a rope attached to a crankshaft.
Yep.
that will lower it as far as the rope can go.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives you a salute. Who is going with you? I'm assuming, Bertok, you're going.
Yes, I'm going. I'm for sure going. No, I let everybody else go, and nothing happens to me. I just sort of hang out, play chess with myself, and wait. No. No, I of course go with. Agatha comes with, I would say. How about at the last minute, because I was so kind to him the evening before, the goblin cook is like, "Hey, I want to come too!" Crams the gillyweed down his throat and jumps overboard. And swims after us.
Okay. All right, you three feel sharp pains in your neck as the gills slit themselves into your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Your lungs start to burn at the presence of air,
Yeah.
and you guys take a mouthful of water, and it's so wonderful and delicious, and it lets you breathe again.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are floating, clutching the net.
Yeah.
Boffin gives you guys a thumbs up.
Okay. And off we go. Duck. Sploosh.
Ready to go down, he says.
We're already
All
down.
right.
Bubbles form at the top of
All
the water
right.
as we respond. But he can't hear us. And we dive.
Yeah. Boffin starts to lower the rope. You guys start to plunge into the cold waters. You guys can still talk with each other.
Okay. Sure.
The herb apparently lets you still communicate.
Yep.
But your voices kind of sound lower and kind of drawn out.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still hear each other fine.
Okay.
The goblin goes wee as you guys fall into the abyss.
Yeah. We go deeper and deeper, and eventually
It starts to get dark.
Yep. I unsheath my sword, which I also brought along with my flail, and I wield both together as we sink, my arm laced through the netting of the weird contraption-y thing. And I try to look as awesome as possible. My limbs
Bertok?
splayed. Yeah, well, Bertok does this. He basically splays all four limbs.
Bertok?
Yes. What? Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah, you have one arm.
Oh, right. Well, I splay 3 limbs and 1 stump as I sink. And
Okay, you are menacing.
my sword remains in its sheath on my belt.
Due to the pressure, you can feel the pressure increase as you guys go further and further down. The sun gets darker overhead as you plunge down deeper. And eventually the net comes to a stop. It's hanging in the middle of this dark water. Apparently the rope has come to the end of its tether here.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, how far are we from the bottom is my question. Can we do a discern realities to find out?
Yeah. Sure, sure.
Do I get my +1 for this?
With a +1.
Cool. +1 to 6.
Oh, 5. Yeah, you can't tell.
Okay.
Agatha will try to discern realities. 2. Agatha. Agatha.
Good.
She got good wisdom. Yay! Wow, she did it. Okay. Agatha looks around, tries to remember the map and the slope that seems to be depicted from the shore, and comes to the conclusion that you're about halfway, 3/4 of the way down to the bottom. So you're pretty close.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we are close. Let's just leave the diving bell here and try to make a swim for it the rest of the way.
Okay.
So I will let go
All right. Sure.
and awkwardly
Cool.
start swimming downward. Breathing as I go to make sure the pressure is equal inside and out of my
Just
head.
keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Yes, that exactly.
All right. Agatha.
Hopefully I don't see any like bioluminescent
Agatha.
glowing or something soon. 'Cause that would be bad.
Agatha will. How'd she do? No. Okay, Agatha will murmur a prayer to her deity, focusing on her staff, trying to make it light up and give you some light to navigate by.
Okay.
That was a critical failure. Wow.
Was it?
That was a 2 + 2. Yeah, 4.
Oh, wow.
She has 2 wisdom and she rolled a 4, so the dice rolled were 1 and 1. Yeah. Okay. Her staff will flash momentarily with a blinding light.
And we won't be able to see anything now. Thanks a lot, Agatha. And I flounder blindly through the water.
I'm sorry. Today has been a horrible day for me.
An anglerfish tries to lure us in with a little headlamp, but we just kind of swat at it, and it tumbles head over heels as it is hit by my flail.
You guys will take -1 to the next roll, whatever that might be, because you were blinded by the flash of light. You guys eventually float down and down and down and come to a mermaid metropolis.
Hang on, I need to open this zoom up because that looks amazing. Wow, I like it. Yeah, cool. I love it. That is neat. I want to kill this guy. Oh, wait, that's bird talk. I don't want to kill that guy. I want to kill this guy, the blue guy next to the...
You guys,
What now?
Which guy?
Oh, the guy that's hanging out up near that castle thingy. He's my target. Well, I'm going to stay We're well out of
I think
sight
we'll
of
be
him. How much
All
time?
right, there's more people here than actually I have on this map.
Okay,
Um,
okay. What? How much time do we have for the weed? By the way, is that something to be concerned about?
that's a good question. You don't know.
Okay, well, we're just winging it then.
Um, you don't know exactly, but Agatha did, given her knowledge of herbs as a healer, um, estimated that a day or so probably at the concentration that you guys ate.
Okay, that's reasonable. I can deal with that. So one day, I look up at into the sky and try to see the sun to see if it's gotten dark yet, but I can't tell.
Yeah, the it's still pretty much the same hour that you guys left the ship.
Okay.
Um, the sun is very, very faint up ahead. Most of the light you see down here is from these luminescent lanterns that are scattered around this city.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right.
The merfolk, as they swim closer, have luminescent tattoos spiraling all over their bodies and on their chests and so forth. Um,
Yeah.
they don't seem to be um, they don't seem to be attacking you guys. They just seem to be curious about who in the world just fell into their middle of their city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do the salute, and we immediately. I say to the others that we need to start keeping an eye out for the gold fluid or any sign of that fish. Um,
Yep. In the middle of what you take to be the kind of the central square of this metropolis, there is a large carving of a fish.
okay, so okay.
And looking around, you seem to see quite a few other fish sculptures.
Yeah, yeah. I will. Is one of the merfolk nearby? Because I am thinking it would be a reasonably good idea
Um,
to ask them about it. They don't seem hostile, so hey.
sure, sure. Um, yes, there is actually a impressive looking attired mer person approaching you guys. He has what might be an ornamental um, necklace on, and he's surrounded by several other merfolk who seem to be sort of advisors around him.
Okay.
He says, "What brings surface dwellers to our city?"
We heard a rumor that a fish was killed and brought here recently. I say, we are looking for it. The fish with the gold eye. Have you seen it?
Um, Yes, you touch upon one of the greatest tragedies to befall us recently. Our fish god has been cruelly slain, and
What?
its body, um, we have been taking care of its corpse ever since it was slain.
I see.
Sad.
I am sorry to hear of it.
Um, at this point, um, a yes, it was a tragic day. We lost many people and our fish god on that day.
Yeah, what was the cause, I ask?
It was an awesome god.
Yeah. What was the event to befall your god? I try to sound as non-involved in this as possible.
I a terrible tragedy. Um, this person of some importance, will say, and I don't think it is of much importance to surface dwellers. Um, a a frenzied and hectic-looking merman will burst through the crowd of merfolk surrounding you guys and say, "Give it to them! Give the fish god to them! Just please send it away!
I will remain silent.
Please, my lord, send it away! Send it with them! Send it with anybody! Just get it out of here!"
What is the purpose of this? What is the meaning of this? I ask. I inquire. Why are you so eager to rid yourself of a dead god?
The the frenzied merman will turn to you guys and start screaming that he feels the approach of a great evil, and only by sending the fish away can we avert catastrophe. And he'll start spewing maniacal sounding stuff like that. And the merman who first addressed you guys will finally have enough of this, and he'll say to some of the surrounding guards to take the heretic to the horn. We don't need his words being shouted everywhere. So the guard will escort the hectic-looking mer person to the horn.
What is the horn?
Which is a jail somewhere.
Oh, okay, got it.
It's a jail somewhere in this city.
Okay. Let me do one thing.
Oh, don't send me away. They need me. You need me to avert catastrophe. Oh, no.
Oh,
You get
boy.
escorted this way.
Yes. I gotta refresh this thing. I think the lag is much greater than we both realize. Sorry about that. I felt like I needed to refresh things.
Oh, that's okay.
It sounded like the lag between us was
Yeah,
really
your
off.
video was lagging a little bit for
Oh, I
me.
see. Yeah, well. well, the things I would say you wouldn't notice them
Yeah,
until like
yeah.
30 seconds after that. So I figured, probably wouldn't hurt. Okay, so Merman gets
Right.
escorted
Yeah.
off to jail.
That's weird because I don't notice a lag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is odd. But
My apologies.
no, it's not a problem. It is not a problem. I love how these guys have like blonde hair and
As my
stuff.
father before me, I will judge whether you. Hmm?
I
Oh
love.
yeah, yeah. Um, as my father before me, I will judge whether you two are a threat to this metropolis.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And what do you judge,
Um,
oh person in charge of?
no.
Oh. Oh, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey.
Howdy. I believe I was like, what do you judge? How do you judge?
Yes, yes. I trust my instincts and I trust my advisors. They have been very, very helpful in this time of tragedy and transition.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I do judge you to not be a significant threat to this city, and so you may wander at your leisure here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate your trust in us. I will make a wide bow. And
He will
then,
give a bow back to
oh,
you,
okay.
and then he and his advisors will head back up to the large palace up here.
Yeah. Let's Agatha and I and the cook, let's confer and make a plan to go visit that prisoner, since he seems to be our best chance at getting to the dead fish corpse and possibly finding out what its eye is. I mean, even just to get information, we don't necessarily need to recover the thing yet. Although it probably
Yeah.
would be ideal to do so.
As you guys turn to leave, a guard sort of person swims up to you guys
Mm-hmm.
and introduces himself as Fraggle.
As what?
Fraggle.
Fraggle. Okay. Hello, Fraggle, I say, in
I've
a solemn and respectful voice.
Fraggle. Fraggle will say that if you need some kind of a guide or something, has been assigned to you to kind of explain what is where in the city and help you navigate, or if you need to find accommodations or whatever.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to be one of the better equipped guards that you've seen. He's kind of
Mm-hmm.
scruffy, kind of dull scales on him. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What are the chances that we could ditch him right away?
uh, yeah, you could say you don't want his assistant, sure.
I mean, I definitely appreciate the offer of assistance, and I will want to express that to him by saying something like, I do appreciate any assistance you can give us. I think for now we're kind of okay. We're explorers more, so finding things on our own is kind of what we do. But if we do need to inquire about anything, you'll be the one we'll come to, if that
All
is
right, he
okay with
says.
you.
I will be at the siren song if I'm not uh, on duty somewhere else. So you can find me there if you need
Okay,
guidance or questions or something.
thank you.
So long.
Weird blonde fish man, I mutter under my breath. I say, let's head over to the Horn. I think it's a fairly obvious place. Looks like this little red horn-looking object. Actually, it looks more like a snail shell. But let's go explore it anyway. See if we can find our prisoner, our heretic, and see if he can explain what he meant by getting rid of the fish.
All right. Sure, sure. Um, Walking in the direction that you saw the prisoner dragged in, um, actually swimming. This city is very kind of free form
Mm-hmm.
since it can swim anywhere. There's a lot of vertical um, movement,
Yeah,
and
yeah, makes
there's
sense.
doors just out into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but eventually, you guys come across a lot of lanterns and more fish sculptures. Before eventually you come to an isolated column of coral that has been carved to look like a long spiral seashell.
Yep.
Um, and into this has been carved multiple holding cells with bars of coral that are locked in place.
Interesting. Okay. Looking at it from a distance, is there any chance we can just get inside? Or do we need to be careful? Is there a guard posted outside?
There are several guards kind of swimming around it.
Okay. All
Um,
right. Let's swim on an even wider circle around it and just basically case the place to see how easy it would be to get into it. See if we can find any place that we can break through this guard.
sure, sure. Um, it looks like at the bottom there is a large entrance
Mm-hmm.
that has a guard posted at it. Um, and it looks like at the top of the shell peak there is also a entrance where you guys could get in. There's also various windows with bars on it all the way around the spiral,
Yeah.
going up and down the spiral.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
various windows in it. Um, you can see various despondent faces in the windows.
Right. Right. Um. Oh, do we recognize anybody in these windows at all?
Uh, you can make a discern realities.
Sure. Let's discern. See if we can find the prisoner at his window. Wisdom. Do I need to do a -1 for still being flashed by Agatha's staff?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I will be confused then. I still get a 10.
All right. Wow.
We spot him
Ooh,
right
both of you
away.
did well.
He's
Yeah.
basically at the window, flailing his arms out and screaming about how we need to get rid of the fish. Death is upon us. Get rid of it. Get
Yeah.
rid of it.
Yep. That.
Hoping any of the guards outside even will listen.
Yep. He is. Yep. That's exactly it. You see him screaming at the window. The guards are actually seem to be somewhat offended by all this screaming, and one of them occasionally pokes him.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, most of them seem to congregate away from this dangerous heretic.
Right.
And
on the other side of the building.
yeah.
So we take that as our cue. At least I take it as a cue to, hey, here's our big chance. While they're all on the other side, let's swim up and talk to this guy.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
And so we do so.
All right. Yeah. Whee. He will give a gasp as he sees you guys swimming closer, and says, "You found me! Oh, this is a gift of the seas indeed."
I would not say that.
You must.
It was not hard to find you. With all the racket you're making, anybody could find you in a windstorm with heavy fog.
What's wind?
Oh, it's like heavy current, high currents. Just
Oh.
the kind that rushes across your ears so that you can't hear. But
Yes.
anyway, what can you tell us about this fish? Why is the corpse of this fish such a danger? I will state in a believing tone.
You believe me? He says.
Of course
and
we
he
do.
Clutches your arm through the bars.
I shake it free and say, of course we do. Tell us, why do you want it? Why do you want rid of it?
Well, after its death, we kept it in the main square where you guys descended down. But the wonderful glow that was in its body became concentrated in its eye, and it started leaking this strange fluid that if anything got into it, they would be monstrously transformed. It was scary. We had one poor little podling who swam into one of these drifts of fluid and was just like morphed into this blob of a fish person. It was horrible. The poor mother was inconsolable. We had to put that poor thing down.
So you killed
And then
a
eventually
child?
the fish was moved.
You killed a child for being deformed? This seems rather inhumane. Oh,
We
wait.
killed a monstrosity.
You're not human, so I can't accuse you of being inhumane. I see. What is the golden fluid? I asked him outright. Why do you suppose it is such a danger?
We have no idea what that golden fluid is.
But you say it was a part
The
of the entire
elders.
fish, not just its eye, before it was killed?
No, because that fish has been with us for ages and ages now. It's protected this great city. It's fertilized our wonderful fields of seaweed out on the seafloor. It's inspired us to wonderful creations. Um, we've put symbols of it everywhere in the city. And we've never had this issue of this golden fluid leaking out. Um, it's only since it's been dead and its eye has started to glow that really golden color that the fluid has appeared and been such an issue.
I see. Where is it being kept now?
My premonition,
Okay.
my premonition is that something has sensed this eye or the fluid or something, and something evil is coming to get it.
I see.
That's what I feel. It's like there's danger right beyond our sight, and it's coming very quickly. And to protect my people, I have to get rid of that eye or move it somewhere else so that the evil will not come to us.
I understand. Yes. Bertok thinks that he and his crew might be the evil coming, but does not say so. Instead, he tries to assuage the merman and convince him that we have in our possession a device which can remove this this dead god from your midst, and if what you say is true, and the presence of this glowing eye is what is bringing the evil that you speak of, we have capability to remove it ourselves, and would be willing to do so for you at no cost to ourselves.
You are true noble heroes, sir.
Can you tell us where we might
The
find
issue
it?
is
My question.
yes. The fish's body was moved to the old temple to the northeast of this city out on an isolated pillar of coral where we carved out a temple a long time ago. And it's been sealed in that temple to preserve it and also to prevent other people from coming in contact with that fluid.
I see. Okay. Then we... What is it that you need from us if we are to render assistance, other than just outright removal of the thing? Would you be more useful? Would this guy be more useful if he were broken out of prison and free, or are we only going to really get any information out of him and not much more?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. He will say that he is willing to be an outlaw if it means that this thing gets away from his people. So if he was broken out, he could be of assistance to you guys.
Okay.
And yeah.
We glance around to see if the guard is yet aware of us. Obviously, they haven't gotten to us yet, but just a quick discern. I can't tell if the guards have been alerted to the fact that this guy is no longer screaming constantly. But
you do have extra questions you can ask on that discern reality that you did a couple minutes ago.
okay. I'm not sure what to ask though. That's the confusing thing. His jail cell is made of coral. Would this be easy enough to cut through with an iron blade or steel blade?
Either that or it could probably shatter from a blunt blow.
I don't want to make a huge commotion out of breaking this guy out of jail. I would rather try cutting through.
Wait.
Yes.
Botak, you will hear a small poof and feel a small weight on your shoulder.
I try to shake it off and look over. What the heck?
There's a little miniature chest perched on your shoulder in a bubble of air.
In a bubble of air? That's not right. I brush him off. He floats a little bit.
You should do this. You should break him out of here, he'll whisper to you.
I close my eyes.
And then he'll poof over to your other shoulder. No. Maybe there's some other way that that we can get access to that eye without breaking the law with these mer-people, huh? Poof over to your other shoulder. Don't listen to him.
All I know.
Break this sucker out of jail. He wants to help you.
Yeah. All I know is Chess loves to be chaotic in general. That's all I know. He will be of use to us. We need him. I mumble at the good Chess. The angel Chess. Gosh, I'm thinking of that scene in Simpsons where Devil Homer sits on one shoulder and Angel Homer on the other, and they're like, drink the beer. Yes, drink the beer. Just do it. You know you want it. Of course you do. They're both giving him the same exact advice. Oh.
He poops over to the good shoulder, and he gives you a sad look as you say you need to free him.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your choice. And poofs.
At which I immediately unsheath my sword and apply the edge to the coral bars and watch them just melt through. Or something. I don't know how easy it actually is, but it would be kind of cool.
All right. Make a defy danger with strength. Yeah. All right. You managed to do that without making too much attention. You can kind of use your blade as a lever and kind of go back and forth between the bars, and finally they snap off and crumble.
Yeah.
and a hole is made big enough for this mer person to slip out
Yes.
and join you guys
Cool. Yeah.
quietly. I'm afraid.
Shut up.
Quiet.
Okay, let's go, I say. I whisper. You said you'd take us to the holding area of your god. The temple. Take us to the temple, I hiss at him.
Alright, we gotta go by the back way so we avoid detection.
Agreed.
And he takes you down deep into the coral and through the back alleyways and little nooks and crannies.
Mm-hmm.
You encounter a guard
I immediately
going through
run
these
him
back
through.
alleys who recognizes. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
he recognizes
hack
the
and
prisoner.
slash.
Yeah.
He recognizes the heretic.
Okay. I immediately kill him. Kind of.
Okay, roll for damage.
Damage.
Alright. He is wounded and sinks to the alley floor.
Mm-hmm.
Greenish blood is pouring out of his side where you sliced it, Botok.
I will leave him.
He will manage, though. Okay.
Sorry, I think we're falling behind on coordination again. The lag is evident, but it's not terrible yet.
Okay. I can refresh.
No, it's all right. I think we're okay for now. But
the guard sets up a scream as you guys start to flee the scene, and more fish, more mer-people, and guards start to congregate, start to swim towards that general area. You guys manage to make it out in time.
yes.
Copy. And the mer person takes you, once you get out of the city, to the northeast direction.
Cool.
Where there is an isolated spike of coral going, ascending from the seabed here,
Yeah.
with ornate carving on the outside of it. He says that this is the temple, the old temple where they have sealed the fish into.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's check it out. See if we can get inside. Make sure we don't actually swim through any gold fluid and turn into horrendous monsters. That would be bad.
Yes. Yeah. You guys swim up to the door here, which is carved in the shape of a face.
I see
I couldn't
that.
find a face. I had to use a skull.
Yeah.
But it's a mer face. And the face says, "You must answer my riddles in order to pass." Ha ha ha.
Is this Sphinx level riddles where we die if we get them wrong?
No, it just won't open.
Okay. Okay. That wasted a discern reality question, by the way. I'm just saying because that was a discern realities kind of question.
Okay.
So you can totally dock me on that.
All right.
What is the riddle? I asked the face.
I have 3 riddles. And the elder priests know all of these answers. So if you know the answers, you presumably have their passwords, and I can let you in.
I understand. What is the riddle?
The first riddle. Now I'll type it out.
This is a what am I kind of riddle?
The crazy. Yes. The crazy mer person will swim, pace back and forth. Why does it have to be a land riddle? Why? I don't know anything about the land. And you can also try a spout lore if you really don't guess it.
There are many things that this could apply to.
That is true. Oh yeah, that's true.
I will ask the mer person. Do you know of volcanoes? Would this apply? I ask. Or are you sure that it is a land-only based question?
I do know that the riddles tend to be very hard for more people to guess, and I think the historic knowledge of the elder priests pertains to land sort of things. And, they have to interact with surface dwellers like yourselves, so I think the riddles would be geared towards not being guessable by the average mer person for protection purposes.
Let me try a spout lore. I have got
You can do Oh,
I have got way too many ideas. And I'm coming up with explanations for all of them.
yeah.
Int. Intelligence.
All right. An 8 on a spout lore. Okay. Yeah, Botok. That description would fit the um the salamanders that you guys encountered.
Right. Right. But is that just the answer?
Or possibly the salamander.
Or is that just the answer?
Um, that might be the answer.
I am willing to guess it to the door. Except I can't. It doesn't explain the egg thing. Well, yes, it does. It does. It totally does. This is a salamander, because we totally do have, like, an egg left from Raffin's stupidity for picking them up in the first place. So we will walk over to the door and I will declaim the salamander.
The head in the door will say, "Correct. You have passed one of the 3 riddles.
We can enter
Time
now,
for
right?
your second riddle."
Oh, darn it. Okay.
He gives the second riddle. Hinged box of surprises, white leaves held within. Marking scrawled thereupon. the door will say, and I'm realizing the last riddle that I have here is actually not a riddle. So, the door, the mouth of the face will open up, and it will let you inside.
But wait, I wanted to hear the last riddle. I protest. I was just getting
The
good at
mouth will
these.
shut. Fine. Yeah, but I'm sorry. The last one is not a riddle. It's more of a obscure trivia question
Oh,
that you guys have no way of knowing the answer because I haven't talked about it yet.
I see. Okay. That's all right.
So it doesn't. Yeah, yeah. So the door will open, and if I can move this thing out of the way, I find it so hard to move shapes. I don't know why. Anyway, get over there. Okay. The inside of the temple is well lit with more of these luminescent lanterns.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go in?
Yes, we do. Let's go. We tromp in, or swim in, whichever.
Okay. All right. Swamping in. And even as you just enter the temple, you can see a glow in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
And the mer person that you're with says, "That's the eye.
Watch out for the...
It's that direction."
Yes, watch out for the fluid. Don't swim through any trailing golden... Yeah, no, let's not go there.
As you guys walk down the corridor here, you will hear a kind of a skittering sound towards the direction you guys are going.
That's not a good sound. Let's draw our weaponry and make sure that we don't get caught unaware.
All right. Around the corridor will come a monstrous, deformed crab lobster creature. It grabs with its long pincers at Agatha.
I see it coming.
Bigger than that.
I totally see it coming. One, because it's so huge,
right.
and two, because nothing can get the drop on me. Because, you know, I am a halfling. And I think...
Haha.
With evil eye, steel, hide, armored, bend bars, lift gates. Oh, I totally had bend bars, lift gates for the breaking into the jail thing. That's okay. What does he do? What did you do to me?
The no. He crushes Agatha with his claws, doing marginal damage. But but Agatha is now in the claws of the beast.
No! I yell, and I rush forward, swinging my flail through the water and dealing 6 damage.
All right. Your flail will bounce off of its hard exoskeleton. It does some damage. You can hear like some of it crack a little bit, but the armor of the crustacean is absorbing some of that damage.
Got it. Okay.
What things can Agatha do? Agatha is going to try and cast a spell on her staff. Wisdom.
That's a
Succeed
good
this time. All right. Roll 1d6. All right. Her staff will now do +6 damage. So her staff glows with a light as she prays to her deity, and it looks really dangerous now. The mermaid that's with you guys is going to scream in terror and run down this corridor here.
I was just going to suggest he runs away. I yell, "You coward!"
Yep. The giant lobster will make another crushing squeeze at Agatha and do 5 damage to her. Bertok, what are you doing?
Same thing. I'm going to rush it again, hit it one more time, try to smash its face off. I totally succeed.
Did I do that wrong? Wait. I completely messed up Agatha's sheet here.
Oops.
How many did I get? Sorry, I forgot to do one thing. 6 plus Constitution. Okay. Phew. Okay, good. Agatha is not quite dead yet.
No, good.
Armor? Does she have armor? Okay, she gets 1 armor. Alright. Sorry. Tied to hit points. So that's 5 damage. Then that's 3 damage. 5 plus 3, 8. Okay, she's at 12. Okay. Agatha. I'm sorry, but what are you doing?
I'm hitting him again, attempting to cleave his face off.
Okay.
And I rolled a 10 on my strength.
Okay, yeah, cleave his face off. Great.
Roll
Great.
1d10 plus 2d4. 14 damage.
Sheesh.
Ha ha ha.
Wow. All right. The the lobster is going to give a final shudder and collapse as your sword cleaves into its face and severs its small little brain.
Nice. Cool.
Agatha extracts herself from the claws and gives you a kiss, Buttock. My hero!
I push her up against the wall and we make out for a moment. And then I step back, flustered and blushing.
She is blushing too. Okay. The dead corpse of the large lobster is just floating there by itself.
Yeah.
The mermaid comes back out. Oh, good. You survived. I was worried about you.
No, you weren't. You were scared of your own life. I snarl at him angrily. But I tilt my head over to this corridor and say, well, let's check it out. And I immediately start swimming forward down the tunnel,
Right.
watching for scary items like... Agatha swims through.
The corpse. Sorry. This is a huge fish. It looks like some kind of a enormous, like, goldfish.
Okay.
At least like 200 feet long. This thing is. It's got a huge, like 8-foot diameter eye. That its left eye is glowing a golden light, and it looks like the actual iris, the actual pupil of the eye has dissolved and left a opening to this glowing golden light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Agatha succeeds in lighting up her staff, finally.
Good. Although
She
it
mumbles
hardly
a
need
prayer
it,
and her
but...
staff flares with light.
Yep.
The scales of this fish glow. Not glow. The scales of this fish glitter with a metallic sheen as she plays the light of her staff over the fish.
Okay.
And you guys examine the corpse.
Right.
The mer person will come up and kind of pat. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just thinking. Go ahead.
The mer person will come up and kind of pat the body of their deceased fish god sadly. A single scale will come away in his hand, and he'll be like, "Oh, it's decaying," and he'll pat it back into place carefully.
Well, my first thought is I need to do a spout lore to recall what the Proteus looked like, or what the portal to the Proteus looked like. Because I don't recall for certain and it would be good to. I mean, I have my suspicions, but obviously I don't know until I remember. Yeah.
Yep.
This eye kind of like it as far as what we're looking for?
Based on the description of the Proteus, the golden glowing fluid that has been reported to be leaking from this eye is actually Proteus, yes.
Is the eye the portal? Is my I don't know if I'm allowed to ask any more questions, but because I have an idea of what I want to do.
Yes.
Okay.
The eye is the portal, yes.
I see. All right.
Or a portal.
Yep.
Yes, it's the portal that you guys are looking
So
for. You found it.
Yes, we found it. Cool. I will say this under my breath to Agatha, out of earshot of the merman, and I will turn to him and say, I believe we can take care of your problem for you immediately. And looking back toward the fish, I will realize, hey, wow, we have these scales we can use. And I pry that loose one back out. And then my thought here is I want to swim around to the other side and lever the eyeball out and take it with. I say, examining this fish, the eye seems to be the problem. I believe we can take that, and your problem will be eliminated. So.
Oh, and we'll still have the corpse of our god.
Yes.
That I think that would be acceptable. Yeah. Bertok, as you touch the scale, it seems to be metallic.
Yes. And from what Agatha showed us with her light, that's what I gathered as well previously, was that this was a metallic type scale, which means, hey, we can totally use this as like a pry bar or something. Yep. So that is what I will do.
Okay.
I will wield the scale.
All right.
What were you going to say?
You will wield the scale. That's cool. All right. The eye has sort of calcified in the fish. It's gotten very hard and tough compared to the tissue around it. So it should be fairly resistant to damage as you pry at it and try to extract it from the fleshy part of the fishy fish.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, you two, after prying and cutting through flesh and digging at it and prying and managed to extract the eye from the fish.
Cool.
And of course, there's no good eye token. But let me just. We'll say this. We'll say this is the fish's eye.
That's fine.
Not too bad.
That's a pretty good one right there. the 8-foot eye. It has to be like 8 feet, which means it has to be bigger than that.
Okay, cool. So you got the 8-foot eye. Yep. Yep. The merman um will ask you guys what are you thinking of doing now? Um, you said you could get it out immediately.
Yes, we can. We can totally pull this thing out as long as we don't meet any of the guards or anything like that. I believe they would not be so eager for us to remove a part of your god, your previous god. So staying in the shadows would be preferable, but we will be able to remove it immediately, and you will be safe
That is
once
true.
again. So.
Huzzah!
I had to refresh. My lag was again extremely long. Are you there?
Yeah, you're lagging for me too. I'm gonna refresh
Okay.
real quick.
Yep. Any better?
Uh, I don't know. I didn't see your mouth move,
Oh,
so.
well, I've been mumbling, but your response time was nice and fast, so that's
Okay.
better.
All right. Cool. Okay. Good. Okay. So you guys got a 8 foot eyeball that
Yep.
you can drag behind you. Um,
Yes.
it's quite heavy. You guys can, kind of push it along and sort of swim with it.
Can Agatha
But
magic it along? I can
can Agatha magic it along? That's a good question.
levitate or something.
She does not have any spell or thing that would let her make it lighter. No.
Okay. Well, I don't have any alternate ways unless Mr. Merman here knows of a mer person method for carrying heavy objects. Do you, Mr. Mer person? I ask.
He will consider. We really don't typically move very heavy things.
Mm-hmm.
Most of our stuff has a neutral buoyancy, and we can just kind of swim it where we need to go.
Yep. Yep.
Unfortunately.
No, that's not a problem. I'm just thinking. But okay, let's just see how the three of us can do with hauling this thing. And then hopefully we'll make it back to our net in time.
There is a complication, though.
Oh.
Right now, your net is hovering right above the city.
That's true. That is very true. Oh, yeah. When does it get? Does it? Do the guards usually turn in at night? Do we trust there not to be any intruders at nighttime? It's kind of a dumb question of no, but
That's when we have to keep an extra close watch out for sharks and
yeah,
eels and
yeah, I realize that.
leviathans and
Yep, yep.
yeah. Um,
I have an idea. Let's just try it. I have an idea in the back of my head, and hopefully it will work. But let us just try to haul this thing down to the edge of the town square, as out of sight as we can keep it. And of course, we need to be swimming behind it so that we don't get caught in the beam emanating from this thing.
right. All right. Um, Unfortunately, I can't logically come up with a way for you guys to approach the metropolis without alerting somebody that you're tumbling a gigantic glowing eyeball
I know.
with you.
I know. I know. That's okay. I have an idea.
Okay.
I have an idea. Let's just do it
Okay.
and see what we can see if my idea will work.
Sure. You guys, by approaching carefully and navigating through cracks and swimming very carefully, um, manage to remarkably I love this city. Managed to make it all the way to the edge of the central square
I'm still stuck in the
without.
temple, just so you know.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I keep forgetting that, yeah, I can switch pages and you guys don't necessarily see it. I'll be right there. Okay. Are you back at the city?
Yep.
Okay, cool. You guys managed to get all the way to the edge of the central square here before a random mermaid here notices you toting this eye through their city.
Yep. I will motion for her to be quiet. Just shh. It's okay.
She will give you a bemused look and start to swim away towards the palace to try and confirm if this is okay or not.
Right. How far up is the net? Are we able to kind of push this thing upward? Do we have rope with us?
Yes, you probably would have rope with you.
Let's make a sort of cradle holder for this thing out of rope, and then just pull on the ends of the rope and pull it up like it was in a fishing net. And the three of us will try to swim it up as fast as possible.
Okay. Okay. Your your mer person accomplice will help you gather the rope around the eyeball and tie it into a net. Um, you guys start to ascend as fast as possible. Um, just as you reach the net that's hanging there in the deep, you are surrounded by mer folk guards that are swimming up from the bottom. They command you to halt.
I immediately drop my end of the rope and swim back down to where the eyeball is cradled in it. And grasping the thing, I will lever it so that it is peering at one of the guards, like directly at the guard, in an attempt to catch him in the leaking fluid.
Ooh. Okay, as you tilt the eye downwards, a massive gush of golden liquid, the Proteus, will spew out of it and cover the several of the guards in its liquid embrace. They will scream and morph. The Proteus will get absorbed into them, and they will suddenly sprout extra arms and extra arms and extra heads and mouths and eyes all over their bodies.
Yuck. Cool.
So they become massive, distorted bundles of arms and fins and legs and so forth. They start screaming with their multiple mouths.
I tilt the eye back, cringing under the onslaught of weird screams and horrific imagery, and I will again start tugging at my end of the rope and just say, "Keep swimming, just keep swimming." Get it in the net. Get it in the net.
Between you and Agatha, you manage to leverage the eyeball into the net cradle.
Hopefully it doesn't spill anymore, but does it? I don't know.
No, but two of the guards have managed to catch up to you guys by now. They've ignored their mutated brethren and are tossing they're swimming forward and ramming their spears at you guys, Bertok and Agatha.
The eye is in the net right now, right?
Correct, yes.
As the spear comes into the net, I will drop the rope, pull out the sword, and make a quick swipe to try to deflect the spearheads. At the same time, I will try to aim at the ropes underneath me to cut the line free of the anchor.
Okay. Yeah, make a hack and slash for that.
Yeah. Kinda.
Shoots. This you missed the spear, Bertok. The spear jams itself into your side through your armor, doing 11 damage. That your armor can take off 3, but it's still
Yep.
hurting you.
Which would be 16 left. Yeah.
Your sword does manage to cleave the anchor. The anchor drops out of sight, hitting one of the monstrosities on the way down. The net with you and Agatha. We forgot about the goblin.
He's been hanging out at the ship, at the net. He never even followed us in. That's the thing. We just took him down. He was like, "I want to come with," and then he just hung out at. He was so proud of his invention of the diving bell that he wanted to make sure it was ready to go. But then when we showed up and were hauling the eye in, he was napping, like somewhere.
Okay.
Let me do a D4 really quick. Roll 1d4. Oops. Roll 1d4 to determine where he was napping. Okay, he was napping just out of the way. He was napping at the top of the net. No,
so he's not crushed by the eye.
He was napping at the bottom of the net. So yes, he was crushed by the eye, but not so badly that he's completely disfigured and demolished. Nor was he in the line of sight of the eye, so he's not like going to transform.
He's now pressed face down at the bottom of the net, watching the monstrosities.
Right.
What are you guys doing?
He screams.
Okay, the anchor is cut.
Horror.
The net and balloons start to rise up at a tremendous pace.
My blood vessels pop.
Bertok, you still have the spear stuck in your side, and the mer person is hanging on for dear life from the spear being dragged up with you guys.
I immediately start wrestling at the spear, trying to dislodge it from my side. Just wriggle it back and forth. And
Yeah. Yeah, make a Constitution check for that. You black out as you try to wrench that spear from your side, Bertok.
Okay, that's fine. Oh. The next thing I know, what? I'm in bed. Hot tea. Soup.
The next thing you know, the net, the balloon is at the surface of the ocean. You wake up to that mer person getting a good bracing and shoving that spear once again deeper into your side, Bertok.
Ow.
Doing a further 8 damage to you.
Okay. Okay. until we bounce to the surface and boing. He flips out like a fish and gasp, 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 splash.
Agatha will see the commotion and notice that you are in peril, Bertok, and will rush over to your side. And how much damage does she do? She does 6. She will whack the fish, the mer person, with her enchanted staff, doing. Oh, wait. Yeah. Strength. Go, Agatha. Make a good. She has decent strength. Did you hit?
No.
No, man. Oh, no.
Well, heal me.
Okay, she hits the goblin.
Poor guy. We're so mean. We keep beating him up.
Yeah, he is knocked unconscious.
And he sinks and is
from
crushed
the blow from the
further.
enchanted staff.
Yeah. And you hear this slight as he sinks down even further under the weight. His own eyes are wide as the pressure behind them builds and builds from being squeezed so tightly.
Bertok, what are you doing here? You're woken up now with a mer guard driving the spear into your side.
I feel like a defy danger with what is my options for defy danger? Because I'm kind of pinned down. There's really nothing I can do except try to escape.
I would say you're trying to endure the pain of the
Yes.
spear
Yeah.
until you can wrench it out or wriggle out of the way.
Right. It almost sounds like 2 then. 1 for constitution and then 1 for dexterity. To see if I can pull it free.
Okay. Want to do that? Sure.
Yeah. Here's the constitution.
Okay.
It hurts, but not that bad. And then there's my dexterity. I grab the hilt
All right.
and just
You're alive.
yank. And at the same time hit him in the stomach with the butt of the spear.
Okay. All right. Make a hack and slash.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. He just like, ugh.
But you free the spear.
Yes.
Agatha will try once again to hit the mer person with her staff, taking aim more carefully this time. Go, Agatha! Oh my god. Oh no, that's a hit. That's a 7.
Yeah, it's just the red is throwing you off.
Right. Okay, phew. Damage. She manages to wound him. Knock him off balance a bit. Giving a savage snarl, he will shove the spear in Agatha's direction. piercing her side for only 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Agatha gives a cry as the barbed spear sinks into her, pushing her against the net. The merman will say, "How dare you? How dare you steal from our god and betray the sacred trust that we had in your visiting us?"
This is not part of your god. I will. No, that's stupid. I'm not going to say that. What will I say? I'm not going to say anything. I will instead pull myself over onto my side and make a thrust at him with my sword. How far are we from the surface? Are we at the surface now?
You are at the surface, yes.
Okay, I'm going to swim the rest of the way up. Those few feet that the net is dangling beneath it. Beneath the canopy.
Okay.
And I am going to flail and wave my arms and yell for Boffin to haul us in. Because we're here. You've got the rope. You've got the other end of the rope. Haul it up. That's my move. What that requires, I don't know. But I feel like we need to recover this thing before we lose it. Because us sitting around hitting a merman over and over is kind of risking that we actually lose the artifact.
Yeah. All right, yeah, you'll hear somebody give a shout from inside, and something will start cranking away in there, and the rope will start to pull up, and the net with the eye and Agatha and you in it will rise up into the side deck of the Nautilus.
Mm-hmm.
And the fish person seeing that the prize is escaping will not be able to follow since he can't breathe air, but we'll give one last parting throw of his. Alright, one last vengeful parting throw of his spear that will pierce Agatha in the back as she rises up helpless for almost killing her.
Ouch. Don't do this to her.
She gives a scream and clings limply from the ropes as the spear juts from her back. The whole package is eventually cranked up to the side deck.
Mm-hmm.
Boffin comes running out, sees if you guys are okay.
Yeah.
The fishman is shouting curses at you from below, trying to scrabble up the deck, but can't find any ropes or anything to climb up on. So he will eventually descend down back into the depths.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You guys all survived.
Amazingly. I was hoping you'd kill me or something.
He said with... He said with disappointment.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you said the engineer sacrificed. Okay. And awesome, we now have an eyeball in the Nautilus. Yeah, not that big.
That is that big.
Slightly smaller.
No, keep it. That's good size. It's the most unwieldy thing we have on board.
Okay.
We're going to have to come up with a way to keep it upright so that it doesn't spill or something, because that would be bad.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
it is a portal, so obviously it will have secondary effects that I think require some thinking. That's my thought.
Yeah.
Like we hear voices from it
Wow.
or something, and we eventually go insane before we get back to Lady Blackadder with it.
That'll be cool. I'm gonna put it down here in the hold, though.
That's not possible. I say we leave it up on the side deck, or in the back of the ship.
Oh.
Because there's no.
Sure, yeah.
There's
How
no.
about like right there? You squeeze it.
Sure, that works.
Oh, the back deck. Yeah, that makes
Because I'm
sense.
thinking
Sure.
it's a giant sphere
That works.
with an opening at one side,
Yeah.
and fitting it through anything is going to
Yeah.
be almost impossible. Unless we use it like a wrecking ball and just blast a hole into the hold. It's in now. Yeah. Actually, that's true. We do have a gang.
Yeah, you do have these big side doors here.
Yeah. But we're on the water. It's not a good idea to open up the
But
hold.
yeah, it's
So
no.
let's just hang
But,
on to it.
yep, on one of the outside decks is
Yep.
the best place for it.
Yep.
Cool. Wow.
Ugh. We are progressing, and I think it's a good place to stop.
That was a long session.
It was. We're almost up to like 3 hours. 2 hours and 46 minutes. And 15 seconds. 16 seconds.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh. Anyways, okay.
That was a cool session.
Agreed. I think it could have been a little more realistic in terms of consequences for doing stupid things, but yeah, we'll make up for it next time. Somebody will die and it'll be awesome. That's my thought, anyways. Anyway, let me stop the stream because I'm just kind of...
Yeah.
Okay, stop. Yes.